In this video, I will carry on the conversation with Zalman, the fascinating conversation which is very therapeutic and very beneficial. My name is Jessica Madden. On my channel here on YouTube, I help people raise their awareness and become very successful. I share the amazing tips and great lessons which I picked up throughout my life, and I share the amazing tips and great lessons which I pick up every single day of my life. Reminding you that the 100th subscriber to my channel will receive from me a free gift. And the shipping of that gift, that will also be for free. We're almost there. 21 left to get to 100. We are this close to being 100 subscribers. Press that subscribe button and be the 100th subscriber. And bang, you'll get a free gift. Without further ado, let me carry on my conversation with Zalman. I got Zalman sitting right next to me. He's sitting here very patient. I will carry on my conversation with Zalman. Thank you for asking, Zalman, about my well-being. Thank you. It's very kind of you. I am very well, and I'm really pleased that I've learned some amazing lessons. Every day I learn new lessons, and every day I feel like I'm growing and I'm prospering and I'm getting off the ground. I wanted to share with you and with my amazing audience here a couple of amazing lessons I learned today from Neville Goddard. Zalman, this is an amazing idea which I heard from Neville Goddard. Actually, I didn't hear, I read today from Neville Goddard. And I'm sharing this with my audience as well. It's a fascinating point, but it's very important for you as well, Zalman, to hear this. And that is that the world in which we live in mirrors all that we believe or imagine to be true, be it good, bad, or indifferent. That which you think about with feeling, that which you believe to be true, and that which you imagine yourself to be or to have is the cause of everything in your world. The sooner that a person rids himself of the belief in a second cause, the sooner will they realize that nothing happens to them except that which originates in their own consciousness. I do not deny that a person believes that if they contract a certain germ or virus, that they will manifest a particular illness or a disease. But if you contemplate the idea properly, what is the cause? You may actually conclude that it is because you came in contact with someone else who had the bug, and that person doesn't realize that in some way their feeling about health or illness attracted the illness which they are currently experiencing. And Zalman, I mentioned this because last week you mentioned that you were pretty much a victim to your circumstances. And whilst you were not willing to judge the people around you, which is really noble of you, I really was impressed. That was a really good thing. But nonetheless, I think it is worth noting that you're never a victim to other people's thoughts, other people's ideas, other people's thought patterns. Obviously, you didn't know this at the time, and it's something I'm learning as well. I'm learning the amazing teachings of Neville Goddard. So you didn't actually know that back in 2014, 2015, 2010, or whenever. But it is really worth it for you to know that there's no such thing as I am a victim. And there's no such thing as I didn't consent to follow the path and the pattern of behavior which many people are expecting of me and many people are projecting upon me. Thank you for those moving words from Neville Goddard. If you don't mind, Jessica, I just want to take off the prayer shawl, the tallis, and the jacket because I'm getting really hot in here. So I hope that's okay with you. I think it's very important what you were telling me, and I really appreciate that. And my audience, I want to tell you as well, I think those were very moving words that Jessica told us from Neville Goddard. Very important words. And it's really important for me to use that and utilize that today and realized that nobody could violate my boundaries because effectively I predict and formulate and consent to my boundaries. Those are fascinating words. I must tell you, Jessica, that if I would have known that I have so much control on every element of my life, I most probably wouldn't have stuck around this long. It's information I didn't know, and I'm so pleased that you got to learn this great information and you got to draw the boundaries in your own life and you got to draw the demarcation line around yourself, and nobody could, as a result, nobody could violate your boundaries. In my life, what it consists of today, a lot of people violate my boundaries, and I accept that as the norm. I really accept it as the norm. And I'm so pleased that eventually I get to a place where I don't accept it as the norm anymore. And I don't allow myself to be violated and to be controlled and manipulated and stipulated. Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate it. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure, Zalman. It was good to see you take off your jacket and your tallis and prayer shawl and to relax and feel relaxed. And I saw you speaking with ease, a lot more relaxed, a lot more able to speak from a place of calmness, from a place of being even playful to an extent, which is really good to reach a higher level of self-acceptance and moving towards a 5D dimension, which is something I've been aiming for. And I wanted to share that with my audience as well. You know, it's really helpful when you go into more of a play mode and you don't take everything in life so seriously. You don't take everything so seriously. That actually makes you a lot more creative, innovative, and a lot more successful at producing results which you never could have imagined that you could have produced. So, Zalman, I want to ask you another question, if that's okay with you. Zalman's nodding his head yes. Okay, that's good. So, Zalman, could you please tell me, do you pray for your needs? Do you pray to God to help you in times of crisis when you're dealing with difficulties? Do you pray to God? What? What kind of question is that? Of course I pray to God. That's what we do 3 times a day. We pray and we pray when somebody's not well. Like, for instance, when somebody I knew was very unwell, I prayed so many hours, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I begged God, please help that person and make them feel better and make them live. And I was so upset when my prayer wasn't answered and that person died in the end. Of course I prayed to God. What kind of question is that? Really sorry, Zalman. I'm really sorry, but I'm not sure if you know what prayer is actually all about. And Neville Goddard alludes to this. He says that prayer is believing that we already received that which we asked for. And so I'm really sorry about your friend who died in the end, but did you really pray from a place of believing that he was already well? That's my question. I'm asking this in a very sensitive way, because I don't mean in any way to undermine your prayer, but did you really pray from a place that you believe that you already received it? Zalman's not very happy with this question, and Zalman seems a little bit upset that I'm doubting Zalman's means of fervency in prayer and abilities to achieve through prayer. Zalman's a bit upset. Zalman, do you want to speak? Just give Zalman a minute. What? Excuse me. Do you know how much I used to pray? And do you know what I know about prayer? You're going to tell me that I didn't pray from the right place? What? I'm shocked. Do you know how often I prayed for my friend, for him to get better. He had done so much for me. He really, really did so much for me in so many different ways. And I prayed and I prayed, and I definitely believe that my means of prayer helped him live longer. But you're going to tell me that I wasn't praying from the right place? How could you tell me such a thing, Jessica? I'm really, really impressed with the ideas you're telling me today, and you're really enlightening me with today. But to tell me that I didn't pray from a good place and I wasn't doing my prayers right is really disappointing and quite unfair. I'm really sorry, Zalman, that I disappointed you and I upset you. I just want you to understand that very often people pray and they think that because their prayers weren't good enough, or they think that God had different plans for them, that's why their prayers weren't answered. Neville Goddard quotes sources in the Torah, he quotes sources in Talmud, and from so many other religious sources, and he says that you have to entirely believe in God's power. You have to entirely picture yourself in that means of seeing the new reality. If you can't picture it, then you cannot actually imagine and envision a proper good result. It's a very difficult thing to understand, and a lot of people get upset about it, but there's no need to get upset about it, because it's actually all about the law of attraction. It's actually all about the understanding and the reality which you're right now in your predicament. And I ask you about prayer in particular, because you should have known, it would have really, really helped you to know that if you're in a situation that which you were in at the time, you are in at the time, which you're in right now in 2014, you're in a situation where you can't get yourself out, you're trapped, you're kind of like in a jail, you're trapped, and you've been trapped, I guess, for years. So because you're in this predicament, it would have been so useful for you to know Neville Goddard's idea and concept, that in order for you to get yourself out of this predicament, you have to actually envision and see another reality. Do you know there was not a single thing which was created in this world without somebody coming up with an imagination first? In other words, the people who built the Empire State Building or the Twin Towers before they were knocked down, it was envisioned by somebody, and it was the first thing that brought it into reality was imagination. Everything in your life has to begin with imagination. And through imagination, you can envision a new reality. It's hard to understand, and I'm not coming here to undermine your amazing, amazing efforts and means of prayer. And I do believe that you probably did envision your friend getting better, and that's why your friend got better at a certain stage of that journey. And I do believe that eventually you get yourself out of your predicament, and you come and you transition to be Jessica, and you save your life, because I do believe that you, without realizing abstractly, you envisioned yourself out of your predicament and in a better place. And that's why you got to where you are today. That's where you got to where I am today, and that's why you're going to get off the ground eventually. Thank you. That was very, very important to hear. Very, very useful, actually. I got a better understanding of what it is I could actually do to get out of my predicament, what it is I could actually do to save my life. My life is in peril. I have tried to commit suicide so many times, and your advice is really, really helpful for me to get out of this predicament and to move forward. Thank you, Jessica. I really, really appreciate your great words today, and I'm so inspired, and I'm really excited that your YouTube channel is taking off so well. And I really believe that it won't be long before you have 1,000 subscribers. I'm really, really excited for your journey. Thank you for your great piece of advice. I'm really, really grateful. So, what did you think about that interview? Please leave any thoughts in the comment section down below. You know, we have these kind of conversations in our own heads. That's why it's so therapeutic and so amazing doing this. I love doing it, because I get to understand the thought processes I have from day to day to day to day. Every single day we have conversations going on in our own heads, and we move forward in our life based on previous beliefs. If we don't believe that we could actually materialize something, we don't actually believe it, it will not come to fruition. That's just how it is. Follow your heart. But it really is so. You know, today I went between a 3D and a 5D reality, and it was fascinating. How did I do that? I quite literally took myself from a bit of a feeling like a negative kind of vibe feeling, and I put myself into a meditative state, and my hands and my legs started moving upward. It wasn't something I intended to do. It was being done in a 5D reality through intent, not through my action. You could do things through intent without action. That was the point of that. What do you think about today's video? I'm fascinated. I think it's very, very important that we know and we internalize and we materialize that which we want to happen. So when Jessica told Zalman, you know, it's very nice that you do prayer and you're praying for your friend, but it's also it's vital and important that you utilize prayer to its fullest, and you envision your friend to be fully healed, and you envision yourself to be in a much better place than where you are now. I was telling Zalman, do you really want to save your life? And of course, Zalman was very defensive and upset. Of course, Zalman wanted to save his life and wanted to save her life, but it was impossible because Zalman couldn't envision that. And when Zalman was able to envision that escape, Zalman saved her life. After having over a few hundred suicide attempts, Zalman was able to move herself to Jessica to a higher place. What did you think about today's video, about today's message, about the amazing interview? If you liked it, please press the like button. And why not feel free to share away with your friends, family, acquaintances, anyone you know on social media. I give you my full permission to share away, share these amazing high vibes and this amazing means of therapy and success in today's video and all my videos, which is all about success. I'm really excited. We're almost up to 100 subscribers. I'm very excited about it. I love helping people and I love hearing their success stories thereafter. I love you all. I'm sending you lots and lots of high vibes, high frequency. And if you haven't subscribed yet, press that subscribe button and to share away because this is great stuff. I love you and I really look forward to seeing you in my next video.